The Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales.
Creed and Creed Law Firm, serious attorneys for serious injuries.
Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lieber King.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Dennis Skains, head football coach, Cecilia High School.
Coach, thank you for letting me come by on game day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know when this is going to air, so we won't say the opponent tonight, but how you feeling, man? You've done a great job last year, state championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a season for you guys here at Cecilia. And then this year, y'all having another good year. I mean, y'all played tougher schedule this year. You don't back down from anybody. I mean, you've played some of the best teams in the state this year already.
Yes.
You want to talk about any of those?
Yeah,
teams?
I mean, you never you don't want to ever lose 3 games. It's never a good feeling, when you leave the field 3 times, not accomplishing the goal that we set out to accomplish. But same time, I think this group is resilient. We've gone through a lot this year as far as injuries and just things happening that where certain guys have had to step up, and I've been proud of the way, guys have stepped up and kind of answered the call and kind of made their own mark on the season.
You got a lot of great players, a lot of great senior group. What's your thoughts on Diesel? You got Diesel. I mean, look, not the biggest guy on the team, not a big guy, but special, phenomenal athlete. I think he's played 5-6 positions for you.
Yeah, well, he's played every
position almost.
Position. Yeah, I mean, he has not played offensive line yet, but I do have a trick play where he's the center, but we haven't done that yet. So so he might actually play O-line one day. But no, he's a phenomenal athlete. I've never been around anything or anyone like him as a coach. I haven't been doing it forever, but I've been doing it a while, and he's a special guy. Can take a game over, and he hasn't been as healthy as he wants to be this season, and he hasn't been able to be himself. Last year he was healthy all the way up until the last game. He wasn't healthy in the dome, but this year he's kind of been fighting the injury bug a little bit with an ankle, and we think we got him as close to as healthy as possible, getting ready for the playoffs. So hopefully he can get back to that kind of form. But look, he's a competitor. He gets that look in his eye. He's a guy that can change a game. So he's been huge for us over the last 4 years.
Would you agree that there are some 4-year starters on varsity, but not one? It's not every day you see a guy that starts his first game and he's a star.
Yeah, no.
As a freshman?
No, it doesn't happen. At least,
I mean, not to me. I haven't seen it.
Well, it doesn't happen. It hasn't happened to me. I'm not saying it never happens. I know I've heard stories about Kevin Falk and those guys, but I think Diesel is, he's been good from day one. I mean, since the first day of spring football when he was an 8th grader and we let him come, he was one of the best players on the field. So, it doesn't take long. Even somebody like me that's not real smart can figure it out over time.
Come on now. Coach, what do you think his recruiting will be like in the end? I mean, what's your feel for his
Well, I think, we'd like to, we'd love for him to have an opportunity to play at a 4-year school, but right now he's got some work to do in the classroom, and hopefully he gets to that point. I think that's what's been holding back, some of the recruiters. Look, Diesel has a lot more to deal with than most kids his age, and I'm proud of the way he does that. He has a lot on his plate, more than almost every other kid that walks through these doors. But at the same time, grades are part of it, and he's got to juggle that a little bit better. And hopefully he has an opportunity to play at a 4-year school. But if he doesn't, I know he can handle going to a junior college and then trying to transfer somewhere after that.
Well, I know one thing. If he goes to a JC now, it's set up where you can even go a year and then be the number 1 player recruited again. And
sure.
I could see him being a big deal leaving in a year from a JC.
Yeah, hopefully.
Coach, any final thoughts about the community here at Cecilia? What makes it so different?
It's just they're always here. We've had I've been blessed since we've been here. We've had a lot of good seasons, but we've had a bad season, and they still come. They're still very passionate. Sometimes, they're just yelling at you, not at the other team.
Yeah.
But no, they always travel. They're always here. They're loyal, and they expect you to win, and I like that. There's expectations, and I think there should be expectations for this program. So if we don't meet those expectations, people are upset about it, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So our job is to try to meet those expectations and to bring a championship to this community.
Finally, I want to ask you, I know Cecilia's been to the Dome before. It's your first time as a head coach. What did it feel like for you? I mean, just to step out a little bit, how did that feel for you?
It's you don't think about it at the time, but it's the pinnacle. It's what you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
You say it every year, and that's the goal. And I think it just, we didn't win, and that, I always thought maybe if I get there, I wouldn't care if we won or lose. But that's
still burning.
No, it's the worst loss I've ever had in my career.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where it's bittersweet because you didn't win. But, there is a moment when I walked out and they announced, and the team had run out, and the entire Cecilia side had just erupted. And it was packed. There wasn't anybody left in Cecilia Henderson area. I mean, it was, they were all in New Orleans, and that kind of hit you. That's when it kind of hits you a little bit, where you're like, wow, look at all the, these people are here to support. And it's a special group, and they love their Bulldogs. And, I'm appreciative that they've allowed me to be a small part of the tradition here.
Do a great job, Coach. Keep doing great work. And glad Louisiana has you as one of the top young coaches in the state. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Lee.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.